Good morning, Theodore from Student Paramedics here. Now today, we're going to be looking at the Leatherman Raptor Rescue Shears. Now aside from looking at these Leatherman shears, we're going to be looking at a fake set of Raptors, and we're going to be comparing the two, trying to give a fair comparison to see whether it's worthwhile forking out for the legit product or whether it's worthwhile getting a cheap one online. First things first, let's open this box. Alright, something that's really cool about Leatherman that I like is that it comes standard with a holster. I know a lot of people like just to clip them just like this into their pockets and not use the holster, but it's a really nice touch having this free holster should you decide to use it. One of the first things that you notice when you take these out of the packet, which is confidence inspiring in a way, somehow, is just the weight of them. They feel weighty, they feel heavy. Number two, that click clack when you deploy them is quite satisfying. Now, while there are a number of alternative premium trauma shears in the market, it appears to me the Raptors continue to be the most popular, and I believe it's for these few reasons, which I'm going to summarize now. Number one, the sheer practicality of being able to fold the shears into this small little compact size, which stores easily in your pocket, in your kit, wherever you might want to store them. Number two, I can count a total of 6 tools on this one device, which makes it so much more than a trauma shear, in my opinion. Number one, most obvious of course, is cutting power. Trauma shears are sharp. So this is basically a sharpness test that I do on any blade, knife, scissors, whatever it may be, trauma shears. So right here, I can quite easily just scrape and shave my nail right there. So for me, that passes the sharpness test. Number two, something which is really underestimated and something which is really useful, and most people don't carry an EMS, is a ruler. Granted, it's only short on these Raptors, 5 centimeters. That's large enough to measure most penetrating wounds. Number two, ring cutters. Number three, we've got a seatbelt cutter. Number five, this right here is an oxygen wrench, useful for cracking open fresh oxygen cylinders. And number 6, right here, we've got the glass shatterer, which is really useful for opening locked windows and doors should you need to get in. So by way of comparison, going through that again, these fake Raptors are noticeably lighter, not a great deal lighter, but a little bit lighter. And I guess that speaks to the quality of the metal used in manufacture. I don't know, I'm not a metallurgist. So going through all the components, we've got the ruler there, obviously we've got the shears. They are fairly sharp, so they pass the test for me. We've also got the ring cutter right here. We've got the seatbelt cutter and the oxygen wrench, and we have got the glass shatterer. Now it's very unfortunate for this test, but when these shears did arrive, they were quite loose. So you can see here, this button here, which is meant to lock the top handle in and out, it just doesn't really work, it just slides past. So what I tried doing is getting a star key and actually tightening that. And I tightened it so much that you almost couldn't move it at all. But unfortunately, this button still would give way. And I think the problem is in the button itself, not so much in the star key and the bolt in this handle here. So that was quite frustrating. Obviously, genuine Raptors, you don't have that problem. And from what I've heard, the customer service at Leatherman is second to none, and they will help you sort out any issues that you have. Right, so now we're going to put these 2 shears to the test, and we've got a bunch of materials here which we're going to cut through, some obstacles. I'm going to see which shear holds up the best. Okay, so these materials I've tried to range from easiest to most challenging for a trauma shear to cut. We're going to use each shear and go through each material one by one and see which one comes out the winner. Starting with a legitimate Raptor. Okay, piece of cake. They can cut through it all day. Now I've got a bit of a disadvantage with these shears because they've got that faulty button. I'm going to pretend that doesn't exist, and you are too, and we're going to just sort of try and operate them without using that handle, okay? Just to give them a fair go, a fair chance. Sort of. Alright, going through the paper. Okay. Guys, even with the faulty handle, I can just about cut through. So I think that's a pass. I'm happy with that. The fake shear is keeping up with the Raptors. Okay, number 2, now for something more realistic. We're most commonly cutting through clothing as EMS providers. So we're gonna cut through a sock here. All right, here we go with the real ones. Oh, like butter. Should have put this before the paper. It's easier than the paper. All right, so we've got a nice exposed foot here now. Let's go sort of upside down. All right, here come the fake ones. Yeah, so this handle has proven to be an issue. Let's give them a fair go. Come on, guys. Let's give them a fair go. All right, let's go. All right, we cut through. I mean, I don't know if this is fair, just you're holding the blades only. It's not exactly the safest, but look, that's pretty even. We're going to give that one a pass too. All right, next up, cardboard. I mean, cardboard, I don't know what's harder, cardboard or sock, but obviously, that sucks. All right, fine. Cardboard with the fake ones. Oh, it's pulling up a stop. I mean, it's cutting. It's obviously, it's just the handles which are the issue here. That's the big issue. See, I mean, that's not a good time. That does not look like a good time at all. These shears are very broken. All right, come on. We've got to get through. So don't get all the way through. It's not a pass, guys. We've got to keep up with the legit ones, which obviously cut the other direction, but. All right. That's a tentative pass. Now for the hard stuff. Now this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. So I've got an old bridle. Is it a bridle? No, these are a set of reins. All right, I used to ride horses. So this is a set of reins. So we've got leather. This is pretty stiff, old hard leather. And then we've got some really thick, hard material here as well. So we're gonna cut through both of these as a test. Here come the legit Raptors. All right, cutting straight through these reins. That's impressive. It's not overly thick, but it's very, very, very stiff. It's not like leathers you have if you ride a motorbike. This is properly thick stuff, and it's hard and it's aged. It's aged. It's probably about as old as I am. All right, cool. The Raptors got through there, no issues. Let's go with the fakes. So the issue here is I need some pliers on the outside, maybe a vise. There's no way, absolutely no way, that I would be able to squeeze with my hands the blades to get through there. That's a fail. Sorry, fakies. That's a fail because you're broken, very broken. All right, here you go, the real ones. Piece of cake. Okay. When I was a student paramedic, one of my classmates got a set of Leatherman Raptors and it was the bee's knees. The whole class was like, wow. And he was touting his Raptors and sort of showing how cool they were, and everyone either had no shears at all or just a little, $10 rolled steel one. Something which he did to demonstrate how cool his Raptors were was he took a 5-cent coin and he used his Raptors to cut through. So let's give that a go right now. 5-cent coin, legit, it's got a hidden on it. Okay, this is really impressive, guys. We've got this far through. Literally, we're about to finish this coin. I'm sure I should have been wearing some safety glasses to do that. That was pretty cool. That coin went flying. All right, next time we'll be wearing the safe styles. Okay guys, so that's a demonstration of why to buy a legit set of Raptors and not a fake set of Raptors. You can cut through paper, you can cut through socks without using the handles and using your fingers there on the blades. So in my humble opinion, it's not worth forking out for the fakes. And it might be that you get a functioning pair, but in my opinion, it's not worth the risk if you spend, I've seen these advertised online for like $70. You spend $70 plus shipping, get them to your house, and then you find they don't work and you try and send them back and get another pair. You've already spent more than it costs to get a legit pair. And with a legit pair, you've got peace of mind, you've got customer support, and you know that you're supporting a good company which looks after workers' rights. They're made in the US. Get a real set of Raptors. Okay guys, so on further inspection I actually found that the issue was with the fakes versus the reals and having that issue with the handle slipping. So on the real Raptors, this handle here relies on, I don't know if you can see this little, bolt, bit of metal sticking through here, which sort of is also attached to this mechanism here, which holds the seatbelt cutter and oxygen wrench in place there. So that's what keeps this handle stiff. It's not relying on like pushing on this button. That's what kept it stiff when cutting that column, because that was a lot of force that I was exerting there. These fake shears here, number one, they don't have that mechanism which holds the seatbelt cutter in there. And therefore they don't actually have, I don't know if you can see, you can't really see, they don't have a bit of metal sticking through there to hold that handle in place. And that's why it slips around. So that's a huge manufacturing fault. That's a huge design fault. Get a real set of Raptors.